All right, that's right. Great and glorious, soon to be famous one day. Nick Dutch coming straight back on the camera yet again. Just basically continuing the theme from the last video, namely, I suppose asking the question, how would I react if it was essential, truly essential, for me to explain myself to someone who's actually looking out for a gross simplification? I don't think I could. I mean, I do try once in a while to try and make myself plain when talking about various different ideas. And I do simplify what I'm trying to express, either through a demonstration or possibly through an argument. Every single time I try, I will fall short, I know. But I still have to. In some instances, it is necessary, I feel, to respond to bad reasoning or bad questions with further bad reasoning and further bad questions and further bad answers to bad questions in order to express a school of thought. I don't like doing that, but sometimes it is necessary to stoop to that level. In an ideal world, I suppose, I would like to see the world of discussion itself to be akin to the gravitational field of planet Earth, and the search for the truth to be the escape velocity that you need, or akin to the escape velocity that you need to escape the Earth's gravitational pull to get out into the free space of actually trying to find out what is true. Discussion is one of the few tools that we have to achieve this. Bouncing ideas forwards and backward off each other, trying to work out where the flaws in each other's arguments are, is a method. But because, despite the fact we have very advanced brains so that we can have very advanced vocabulary and we can communicate in very advanced ways or seemingly advanced ways, we always seem to fall short. And it doesn't seem almost as if it's possible to, in a clear manner, completely express the ramifications of each and every single argument. That is possibly why, in some cases, but not all cases, why the arguments between the Christian theists and the anti-Christian theology atheists can be quite so entertaining to watch. Because there's always other words and other phrases which are needed, but which are never included. When we try and cover the subject of the apparently supernatural, the occult, and the like, things become even more complex, because it is natural for humans to jump to conclusions about what they think the speaker is talking about, based upon the gross simplifications that they have been given by the popular media and people who are promoting themselves in a way which is appropriate primarily for the popular media. So if I was to turn around to you and say, I'm going to perform a Ouija board experiment, you may jump to the conclusion that I actually believe and or take it to be true that there is a ghost in my flat that is physically pushing the little indicator around the letters on the board. You may not have taken into account, for instance, that I may accept the more neurologically friendly point of view called the idiomotor model, which suggests that it's my subconscious mind which is moving my fingers. But I do not quite know what trigger is making my subconscious mind react in certain ways to the stimulus of certain questions. So it does become much more difficult. When I talk about people training themselves in the supernatural, I often say that prayer and meditation is essential. But if you're an atheist, you've probably never experienced properly the state of mind of prayer, to which the standard answer would be fake it until you make it. But faking it until you're making it won't necessarily work out okay, unless your brain has already experienced certain states of mind which can be reached through meditation. So you may need to do two things simultaneously, one of which is meditation and the other of which is prayer, and then see what happens over a period of time to see whether there becomes at some point, some crucial point after a certain number of months maybe, a noticeable change in state of consciousness. And once you've had that, to then research different forms of prayerful method and different meditation methods and experiment further, and thus to train your brain further in more complex ideas. There are a number of different ways of reaching that prayerful method, that prayerful state. And the action of prayer and meditation is one of them, or two of them I should say. And the other one is to study religious texts and start getting your heads around complex theological concepts. But note I use the word complex, not simple. So I'm not proposing that you utilize the viewpoints which you are being exposed to by the popular media. Just a few thoughts for this evening. Good fortune. God bless. Bye for now.